Hi guys, SOMPASONGSACK DOUANGMANIVANH. So today I want to talk about NEOBRUTALISM, and I want to talk about man, machine, and power. And I'll explain why I'm interested by these three topics. So I'm right now in my small studio, and I'm watching my last painting. And this is probably the first time I'm satisfied, because it took me 3 years since I started painting 3 years ago, and I was searching for this kind of aesthetics. I tried several times and I had a lot of failures. So most of you guys know me because I created some social media accounts about NEOBRUTALISM. Some of you guys know me through Instagram, Facebook, or Tumblr. So I've been interested by NEOBRUTALISM 10 years ago because I started a fashion career, and I just realized that there was a specific niche that at this period of time didn't have a name, and I tried to name it or maybe brand it, and I called it NEOBRUTALISM. So this is not brutalism, this is a new brutalism. And I tried to collect some pictures that express NEOBRUTALISM, and they were always dark. There was always some specific lines, architectural lines or robotic lines, mechanics, and I express this through the idea of the machine. This is the expression of the machine, in my opinion. And so my first idea was not to paint. My first idea was to create some clothes, some fashion. I worked hard on the project, but at the end, due to lack of money, I had to stop. It was simply a question of money. Not enough money to buy some prototypes, to invest. I was lacking money at this period of time, and probably that's the same today. So I was desperate, and this is how I got the idea of painting, because it's less expensive, and I was free. I was free to create. I was my own boss, I was not dependent on other people, and I was free to create my own thing. But at first, it was pretty hard to translate my fashion ideas into painting. I had to learn painting. I had to learn the tradition of painting, the history of painting. And when you started learning, you started immersing yourself into this universe, and then you can be lost. You can lose your initial idea. And my initial idea was to translate neobrutalism into paintings. And during 3 years, I was lost in for me the painting tradition, the tradition of painting, the history of painting, and I tried too much to be a painter instead of being a neobrutalism artist. And that is the big difference. So right now I'm in front of a neobrutalist painting. For me, this is my first one, so I'm very satisfied. I feel joy, I feel pleasure to see this, because it's like a baby. You're waiting for this baby since 3 years, and now it's in front of you and you got it. So this is a painting expressing 3 things: man, machine, and power. And I think these 3 things express an idea of neobrutalism. Man, why man? I was always interested by man. In painting, I was always interested by the figure, portraits. I was not very interested by landscapes or whatever, Or sometimes some abstract paintings were not as interesting as some figurative paintings expressing the figure. That's why I was a huge fan of Francis Bacon, and my education of painting comes from a huge part of Francis Bacon. And I was also very interested by the relationship between man and the society, the place of the man in the nature, in the society, the relationships between man and woman. So that's why I have to paint a figure. Secondly, I was very interested, as you know, by the aesthetics of the machine. And it's natural for me because I'm an architect. And as an architect, you want to express this background, But I'm more interested by avant-garde architecture than classical architecture. Through fashion, through neobrutalism, I found my way, my style as an architect, and this is what I express today through neobrutalism. So this idea of machine is enigmatic. You don't know why you are attracted by this. And this is why I love neobrutalism, because you are attracted by neobrutalism at first, but you don't know really why. And it is like, a journey the NEOBRUTALISM journey, you want to know why I am so attracted by this specific aesthetics. So this is how I realized that I was attracted by machines, by the machines, by the robots, by mechanics, by industrial, all the things. And I want to express it through this robotic machine. I call this IIM, robotic machine, robotic interactive machines. And so, the idea of the machine, And finally, power. I think that there is this idea in NEOBRUTALISM, because I love, for example, a new era from Moderat, and I love this music because it's an expression of power. You can feel the power, and in all great form of art, there is this expression of power. And I think that this is one of the most beautiful emotion in art, expression of power. So I try to express this idea of power through the idea of the Lord, the King, the leader, the idea of an empire, of a new king, the idea of an army, maybe, I don't know. So when I make art, I find clues to my questions. And I think this is why we are making art, to get answers to our questions. So this is just the beginning. So I'm started by painting. It's more a strategy. If I had some money, I would build some cities. I would build amazing buildings, amazing sculptures, robots, and all the thing. But I was frustrated during a certain period of my life because I was unable to build what I had in my mind. And then I realized that it was an illusion, because art is in your mind, and the way you express it outside is independent. You can express it through music, through photography. I'm also a photographer. Through painting, through designs, through architecture, through technology, and through giant cities. But you have to start. This is why I'm starting, and this is important for me to communicate with my community. During a long time, I didn't know what kind of content I can make, and then I realized that the greatest content is just talk. English is not my native language. I learned it 3 years ago in San Francisco. So excuse me for my errors, but I think it's correct. I think we can understand each other. Because, and this, NEOBRUTALISM is an international community, And I'm very happy to see so many people from all countries. I just realized that there is a huge community, a lot of artists that are interested by neobrutalism. So that's it for today. I will try to make more content because now I know the direction. I vision the future. And remember, we built a destiny in the future. We trust.